Hello, everybody, and welcome to For the Love of Paul McGrath podcast. This what is it? Carpool karaoke episode of For the Love of Paul McGrath podcast today. First of all, I just want to make sure, can anyone hear me? I am broadcasting from my car at this moment in time. My travel plans didn't work out. I planned on being back home to be back in the studio, but unfortunately, listen to me, in my office, should I say, but unfortunately, my plans didn't work out, and I wanted to bring something to you guys. So I'm parked up here outside my parents' house, would you believe? And there's better reception in my car than there is inside in their house. So that is why I'm here. Excellent. You guys can hear me loud and clear because this is going to be a good one. I think this game, I think, is going to be a good game today. Last game before the World Cup. Unai Emery is going to put out a team, going to hopefully get some points, and we are hopefully, as I say, going to send off those players, those three players that are going to, or four players that are going to the World Cup with some points for Aston Villa Football Club today, and we're also then going to put the team in good spirits into that little mini break that we're going to have, where we've actually announced that we're going to be playing Villarreal on, what was it, December the 15th, which could be a nice, interesting trip for anybody who is looking to go December the 15th in Villa Park. I think tickets are on sale at the moment for that. Not that it's paid promotion or anything like that. I just happened to see it yesterday. I have been divorced from Twitter and from sport for the last day or so because I have been at a wedding. So as I say, keep me honest on anything that comes up with regards to players maybe missing from the team. Although I did see today that there was some rumours going around that Watkins and Bailey were not going to start for Aston Villa today. Something that I would find strange if that was to be honest. So there are, there's a couple of people here saying it as well. Snowflake says Watkins and Bailey didn't travel with the squad. Is that true? I've just seen it on Twitter, the same as a lot of other people. And LB31FP says heard Unai didn't carry Bailey because of his blatant tackle on Martinez, and if Bailey doesn't play, I can't see Villa even taking a shot on target versus Brighton. That's a bit much at the end, I think. But also, if Bailey's blatant tackle on Martinez, I don't think there was anything in it. He was on the ground. He pushed him away with the studs. I don't think, if VAR had given him a red card for that, I would have been up in arms. But they didn't, and it was just one of these things. I don't know. As I say, I don't know what is what with regards to that. I don't know if either of the two of them are going to be in the team today. If Bailey didn't travel because of that incident, then what's the story for not bringing Watkins? That would be strange to me. That would be strange to me. Because, as I say, Watkins has looked like a man who's been in a lot better form since Unai Emery has come in. And, I just think it would be almost too strict if that was the reason why Bailey was left behind. But all will be revealed. All will be revealed. I won't be able to share the screen, my Twitter screen with you guys because actually I'm doing it from my iPad here and it doesn't allow me to do so. So I've got Twitter on my phone here. I'm seeing that Leon Bailey, I just saw Leon Bailey walking into the stadium. Just literally right there. Wait a minute. We'll go back here. Guys. And look, this is not me having to go at anyone, but I suppose it's just Twitter, the Twitter-ness that's out there. There's Leon Bailey. There he is. There's Ashley Young. There's Nakamba. Yeah. This might actually be better. Go on, Matty Cash walking in. Morgan Sanson spotted. Sighting of Morgan Sanson there as well. And who have we coming in here? Boubacar. Emi Buendia looks tiny. I love that. Keeping it real for us small guys. Emi Buendia. There we go. Martinez, Digne. There we go. Excellent. No, look, as I say, I'm picking everything up the same as you guys from Twitter, and I did have a few questions with regards to was the Bailey Watkins thing an actual thing. Now, Bailey may not start today. I didn't see Ollie Watkins in that video, although I was watching it when I was showing it to the camera like that. So let's see what transpires with regards to that. I hope both of them play because I think both of them are a threat for Aston Villa. So that is good. Where are we? Excellent. Keep your comments coming in there, guys, because I'm going to need them. Paddy, actually, before we go any further, I'm going to kind of move from Aston Villa to Paddy. I want to wish Paddy's team, Shelbourne, the best of luck in the Irish FAI Cup final today. Paddy's at it with his son. Paddy is like if there's a sporting event on, Paddy will be at it, and fair play to him. The two boys are decked out in their Shells gear and are gone up to the Aviva Stadium to see it today. So I hope they get the result they're looking for. But that's why Paddy isn't on today. He did ask me for a link, but I don't think that my potato powered internet is going to be able to support the two of us on on both of our edge networks or whatever we're using from both of our phones at the moment. So I don't think I'm going to be able to get Paddy on. No, actually, there was a couple of questions I see in there. Was there a lot of alcohol consumed at the wedding? No, I was actually a very good boy. It was the first time I went to a wedding with a child. Wait a minute, let me rephrase that in case anybody takes it. It's the first time myself and my partner brought our child with us to a wedding. So I was in bed at 12 o'clock and I was up, and I'm halfway on my journey, my 4 hour journey back from Cork to Galway. On my 3 hour journey, so I'm halfway there. I'm up since 8:30 this morning, enjoying the roots of life. So it's just the incredibly poor lighting there makes me looks like I'm very hungover today. But anyway, this has nothing got to do with the team sheet tantrum. Absolutely nothing got to do with the team sheet tantrum. I think with regards to Brighton today, I'm going to be very interested in Brighton's team also, because De Zerbi has, as I say, he's had a very decent start to the Premier League so far. To his life in the Premier League, but he's had lulls and he's had highs in some of the performances. They're still a really well drilled team. They perform very much like they did under Potter, which is testament to, as I say, how well that club is run. People like Alexis McAllister is going to be a danger man for them today. Moise Caicedo is absolutely fantastic, really, really good. Trossard obviously has been in scintillating form so far this season, and we will have to pin back the likes of. And as I say this every time. Guys like Solly Marsh, they're a very valuable component to that team, but they're not the names that spring off the team sheet for them. And I think Solly Marsh is he's somebody that's done really well to have the career that he has, and he always seems to show up against Aston Villa. So this Brighton team, obviously, for where they are in the league, they're not a team that we should be looking past in any way, shape, or form. And I don't think anybody is, which is always good. I don't think anybody is either. So that is a positive. I'm just scrolling through Twitter here to see if we have any more on the Watkins piece. There still are people saying that there won't be Watkins. There won't be any Watkins on the team today, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll find out in less than a minute, I suppose. We will certainly find out in less than a minute. I think for Aston Villa, as I say today, this is just more of a kind of this game today is a kind of go into the break with a good feeling type of game. This break is going to be huge for Aston Villa. It's going to be massive to try and implement facets of Unai Emery's style and so on. And that's definitely what I think he's going to want to go into that with a positive feeling from this. It's now turned 1 o'clock, and I'm just waiting to see, has there been a team announcement? There has been a team announcement, and there is no Ollie Watkins, and Ollie Watkins isn't even on the bench. So what we're looking at here is Emi Martinez, Cash, Konza, Mings, Digne, Ramsey, Kamara, Douglas Luiz, McGinn, who's captain, Buendia, and Danny Ings. We have on the bench Olsen, Sanson, Chambers, Augustinsson, Young, Bednarak, Bailey, Dendonker, and Archer. So to go through the starting 11 again: Emi Martinez, Matty Cash, Ezri Konza, Tyrone Mings, Luca Dean, Jacob Ramsey, Kamara, Douglas Luiz, McGinn, Buendia, and Ings. Interesting. Not quite sure I even know what the formation is. I presume it's a 4-2-3-1 type, or 4-2-2-2 again type of formation. But who's going to be the other person up front with Ings is no, it can't be a 4-2-2-2. It's a really interesting lineup. I'm flummoxed. Not quite sure. Yeah, I suppose you could say it's a 4-5-1, but it's obviously not going to be a flat five across the middle of midfield. So I think looking at it, it's probably more set up to be a 4-2-3-1 with Kamara and Douglas Luiz holding, Jacob Ramsey one side, McGinn the other side, Buendia through the middle, or Ramsey and Buendia either side of McGinn, and Danny Ings up top. That's probably what it looks like. I'm surprised that Dendonker didn't come straight back in. I'm very surprised Dendonker didn't come straight back in. Yeah, it could also be a 4-4-1-1 with Buendia maybe behind Ings, just playing off Ings there. Who knows? Um, it's a strange one, I will say, but our bench is stacked. As I say, Robin Olsen, Sanson, Chambers, Augustinsson, Young, Bednarak, Bailey, Dendonker, and Archer on the bench. I would love to know. I'm sure it will come out what the story is with Ollie Watkins. Ashley Priest has Ollie Watkins, yeah, is ill today, so that's why he hasn't travelled. So Ashley Priest says that Ollie Watkins is sick, and I'm sorry if you guys had that in the chat before me. But Ollie Watkins is sick, so nothing to worry about there, it seems, which is from a good point of view. Let's see what the Brighton team is. B R I Brighton and Hove Albion lineup is Spanish Bob and goals, Sanchez with Dunk. Wait a minute now. Dunk, Caldwell, Duncan Caldwell, two centre halves, it seems, Marsh and Estupian. Estupinan, the two fullbacks. They're one of these teams that do it based on numerical lineup as opposed to where the players play, which really annoys me, as you guys know. McAllister and Casero probably in the middle of midfield, and then you're going to have Gross, Trossard, and Lallana behind Welbeck. So they don't line up anything out of the ordinary. One of the big things, I suppose, for any Irish fans there, and not for any Aston Villa fans, is that Evan Ferguson makes the bench for them. Young 17, 18-year-old striker who the footballing fraternity think the world of. So that's something for any of you Irish fans that are out there. But yeah, look, this is going to be a game that Villa are going to want to go out, not make any mistakes in today, as we know. And it's going to be something that I think us as Villa fans want to see no mistakes after the performances we had in the Carabao Cup on Thursday, when we can all agree that mistakes really unravelled us. We want to go out there. We want to be tight. We want to make sure that we can impose some sort of our will upon this game, because, as you know, Brighton will come and Brighton will do what they want when they're playing in the Amex, and they'll try and retain possession as best they can and have their way with us. But I think Aston Villa are going to need to get a foothold in midfield, and maybe that's why we see all those midfielders in there. It's going to be really interesting. Like under Steven Gerrard, under Dean Smith, you could have a go at trying to guess the way that we will play, because we're so new in Emery era, and this is the second-ish time that we look like we're going to be playing McGinn in a much more forward role. I think that there is something in that. So hoping we get a performance from him today, because obviously he hasn't really performed an awful lot in some of the games that he's played this season. So we're hoping that we do get, as people say, Scottish John McGinn in form today. But it'll be interesting to see what type of performance we do get out of this team. I think a lot of the creativity is going to come down on the shoulders of Jacob Ramsey, carrying the ball, and Emi Buendia trying to do something with the ball in that final third. Like, as we know, Danny Ings isn't the man that really fashions the chances for himself, and if you don't give him scoring chances, he can be a small bit anonymous at times in games. He can come deep or whatever, but you want to be getting him opportunities to put the ball in the back of the net. And when you look at the team that we have out there today, it's going to be important, as we say, that those guys, that McGinn does show up and does start, maybe playing balls through, or even carrying the ball a small bit more in midfield. Jacob Ramsey will carry it and Buendia will carry it, but I think we need to have our outlets sorted. Our width is likely going to come from our or from our fullbacks here again, which, Unai Emery hasn't allowed them bomb too far forward so far, and he's allowed the likes of Jacob Ramsey drop into those half spaces. I would imagine Buendia will do it on the other side, and maybe McGinn plays behind Ings. The more I think about it, I think that's probably the way we'll set up. But it's going to be an interesting first 15 minutes, as is almost the catchphrase of this podcast. We will know what the hell happens after 15 minutes. We'll know what way this team sets up, should I say. And I think that's no more poignant than it will be today when we see the players that have been announced just now. Let me go to some of your comments. Let me go through some of your comments. So Ty Doyle says not too sure about that starting 11. No, Dendonker. Yeah, I would have thought Dendonker would have came in there. In fact, I may have told Paddy that I'd marry him if Dendonker didn't start this game, for whatever reason. But he hasn't started him, and I can't, because bigamy is illegal in Ireland. So he's already married. I can't marry him again. Oh well. Where else are we? Alex Barrow says that it's going to be 28 innings up top. It could be. I think it's going to be one behind the other. But as I said, they will definitely be the two furthest forward players, I would imagine. Ben says not too confident today, but you never know. Just keep the faith up the Villa. Martin makes a good point here. It's looking like an absorb and counter setup with Ings as the target man. Yeah, I think it's going. I think it's more so. I think it's going to be the absorb and counter, but more so from a carrying of the ball point of view. I think Unai Emery has seen us be wayward with our passing, and to be able to play with a target man, I'm not saying that things can't do it, but you have to have your passing right if you're going to play with a target man and absorb the pressure like that, and you're going to go along. You're going to have less passes than the other team, so therefore your pass accuracy, specifically with your long balls, are going to have to be higher. He started McGinn, which makes me think that we're going to carry the ball more because McGinn's passing has been wayward through the course of this season so far. So I think it's going to be more so that we'll try and break at pace and carry the ball at pace more so than get it forward, like in that kind of traditional target man setup. But I know what you mean. I know what you mean, Martin, for sure, and I think that's probably what will happen. Bashik says another in-season, pre-season experiment. Well, I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. I don't know if it is an experiment, but as I say, because I don't know very much about what way the team is going to set up. Like, it's certainly different than our team has been set up previously. But yeah, I'm just not. I'm not sure it is an experiment, if that makes sense, because he's not just trying to throw. Like, when I hear the word experiment in the football sense, I kind of get this view that this guy's trying to throw shit at the wall and see what sticks. And for me, I don't think that that's what's happening here. I think there is a game plan behind it, and it is to stifle in midfield and then try and break at pace. But we'll see. As I said, we will see for sure. I don't get it. Snowflake says I don't get the setup. Either do I. But then again, none of us are Premier League managers, and none of us have won the caliber of trophies. So we're okay, and it's absolutely fine to say I don't get it. I don't understand that. That's absolutely that's 100%. But I suppose we'll know how the team is going to set up as once the game starts. And can you think? I'd say Deserby's in the dressing room scratching his head, going, "How is this team going to set up as well?" And that might be a bit of an off throw for the Brighton manager too, and for the Brighton team. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Where are we? Where are we? Where are we? As you'll probably understand, guys, doing this on the iPad, the comments are difficult to see. So I'm apologies if I'm missing anybody's comments. A lot of people saying that that you're baffled with the team selection. That's fine. Yeah, let's be baffled by the result afterwards if it doesn't go our way. But Giggs Sharna says no pace in that team. You take Leon Bailey out of the team, there's no pace in the team regardless. So we've got one pacey player. So the team isn't predicated on pace. It can still be predicated on width with the players that we have, but I don't think you could ever say that that our team will be predicated on pace at any stage, specifically when Leon Bailey isn't in the team, because he seems to be the fastest player on the squad for sure. And that's something I think that we will look to address over the January window and potentially into but not potentially, definitely into the summer transfer window for sure. Yeah, the one thing that's sticking with me, and I see it in a lot of comments, is why is there no Dendoncker in there? Why no Dendoncker? He played brilliantly against Manchester United in game one, and obviously he was cup tied against Manchester United game two, and we haven't seen him, and we didn't see him in that game. But I thought he would have come in this game and played, because I just thought he was really, really good. He was really good against Brentford as well under Aaron Danks. And it is interesting that he isn't in there. That's the strange one for me. I'm not too worried about what way the rest of the midfield is going to set up, because we'll see who's further forward. And yes, we can criticize and say, okay, he started McGinn further forward. He didn't do a whole pile today. That's fine. We can talk about that after the fact. But I think for me, looking into that midfield, Leo Dendoncker not being there is a head scratcher for me. Have Zed Rahman says Ramsey to replace Watkins in the formation. Not up top, he won't. So he wouldn't be another striker. But I think Ramsey will provide width and will carry the ball more today, and play those channels, I suppose, like like Watkins did against Manchester United. But then again, Ramsey had that brilliant role against Manchester United where he came deep, he dropped, he picked up the ball, he turned, and he started running at Manchester United that way, and he got man of the match in that position too. So it'll be an interesting one to see what way we set up for sure. A lot of people saying there's going to be a McGinn screamer coming in today. Wouldn't you love it? Wouldn't we all love it? Like, it's okay to say that John McGinn hasn't really, like, he's been so par for the bones of a year now. That's okay to say, and there are a lot of fans that wouldn't disagree with that. Um, but I personally want him to succeed. I want him to rekindle his form, find it, and if it takes a 30-yard screamer, if it takes a goal like against Sheffield Wednesday, was it that volley? If it was it a volley that he scored, I think it was Sheffield Wednesday. Keep me honest in the comments there, guys. If he gets something like that today, I think we'll all be absolutely delighted for sure. What else we? Yeah, I understand where you're coming from, John here. McGinn starts. That's us be useless player. I don't think he's a useless player. By all means, your opinion is as valid as mine, 100%. I don't think he's a useless player, but I do need to see him improve his performance, based on what we've seen over the last 12 months. As I said, that's what I was getting at there. Yeah, I think. Look, a lot of people are. Yeah, I'm seeing clown emojis with regards to Unai Emery. I don't know, but they're, as I say, interesting. Um, not my view on it at all. Let's see. I think. Do people think that this? Do people think this? Villa are going to score goals today? That's the question I'm going to ask you, because I'm not going to be able to do my roundup, my normal scoreline roundup thing there, because I just won't be able to click on all the things here. It's very tricky to do so on the iPad. But do Villa think or do you guys think that Villa are going to score goals today? Because obviously we have scored 3 goals against Manchester United, 2 goals against Manchester United. Do you think that we're going to continue in that vein of scoring goals, because it was an issue for us at the start of the season? I leave you guys comment on that, and we'll read out a couple of those. So a couple of people saying M. Richards is saying that Bailey to score, so that's off the bench, 3-1 to Villa. He's saying there, but do we think that the team has the team that we play there has the caliber to score goals today, based on what you've seen? Lee Evans base says it's pretty obvious the Emery ball is bespoke ball. As much as we think we build a team that fits together, it feels like a team set up to control the opposition. Then the gear steps up with subs. That's my thought on this as well. This is very much a team to try and get something out of the game and to frustrate. We were away from home again as well, so bear that in mind. I am worried, as I say, as a lot of you guys have said there, about the pace in the team. But then again, we don't really have pace when Leon Bailey is out of the team anyway. So I think that's just an overall concern about the squad makeup and the squad composition at the moment. So January will hopefully see a couple of more pacier players or maybe trickier players come into the team now that we have options of playing wingers once more, because that certainly wasn't an option under Steven Gerrard. And a couple of people in previous videos have asked about Bertrand Traore. From memory, wasn't that just a loan? That was a loan, but El Ghazi's was a permanent transfer. So a couple of people have asked about that. So Traore, I think, can come back because he's only on loan, but El Ghazi is on a permanent transfer. Keep me honest on that again as well. I don't have the opportunity to Google while I am doing this from the car as well. Paul McAllister says, Cam Archer, come on and get something perhaps. Yeah, I'd love it. Absolutely love it. I think he's got all the skill in the world. Mark Hunt says, definitely a squad game now for Villa. We will empty the bench again to get fresh legs on, maybe as soon as half time if needed. I wouldn't disagree with that. And Emery, we know previously Emery has had that when he was at Arsenal. I think he made more halftime substitutions than any other Premier League manager as well that year. So it's something that he does do. Snowflake says, I can see a scoring of Ramsey and Emi Buendia are on it. Yeah, I think a lot of ball is going to be funneled through them as well. Bashik says 3-0 to the Villa, shackles off second half. Okay, that would be nice. It's 3-0 at half time. I'd absolutely love that as well. The sequence says not impressed with McGinn as captain. What's with the lineup? Emery, please explain. I think we'll the football will explain it, and he only needs to explain it if we go in, we get battered against Brighton today. But just because I don't understand what the lineup is. But just because I don't understand it doesn't mean it's a negative lineup, and it doesn't mean that the team isn't capable of going out there, because we still don't know what's in Emery's mind with regards to this team as well. So yeah, as I say, it could be a horses for courses type setup today. And when you have a squad, we might as well use it. But then again, I know that the counter argument for that is, yeah, if Leon Bailey is fit to be on the bench, we should really be starting him to give us that out ball. But we'll see what way the team sets up as well in the first half, or in the first 10 minutes, should I say. Sorry there, guys. And there we go. Sorry there. It's very difficult to navigate the comments in this. Yeah. I can't get back past that last or get back past the last 10 comments that have been left here. So apologize, guys. Jordy Villain says 4-1 Villa by halftime, then 5-4 Villa by full time. Yeah, that's very Aston Villa type of game, isn't it? You're 4-1 up at halftime, and then you just go scrape a 5-4 win or even a 5-4 loss. That would be like something that Aston Villa would do. Daryl Boggs says 3-1 to Villa. Westernwood says, lads, we've done this midweek using our squad and we got clattered. We didn't. We lost 4-2. We ran out of steam, I think, in the last 20 minutes for sure. I'm not quite sure we got clattered. I thought it was a dour game in the first half. I thought we were the better team. Pretty much the better team until we conceded that second goal from Rashford. But I understand your frustrations with regards to squad rotation, but I don't understand why people don't want to use your squad. And that's absolutely okay too. I'm not criticizing anybody for having that opinion. I think that the squad was always going to be used, but I just would like to see Dundonker and Bailey in there, and we can have those. We can have disagreements over that as well. But as I said, the talking will be done on the field, and we'll see what tactic Emery has laid out there. Because I don't believe that this has been done in blind hope. With this game in mind, considering the amount of tactical analysis that's supposedly done by the backroom team that Emery brings in. But we'll see. As I say, everything will be laid on the table in 40 minutes time or so for this game, and it will be, as I say, it will be interesting, and there'll be a lot of eyes in this. And you live by your team selections, and you die by your team selections, as I say. And we will talk about those after the game in a post-match podcast. Post-match won't be directly after the game, guys, as well. I don't know will I have to travel directly after the game, so I'm not going to promise doing anything, but we will come with a post-match probably tomorrow with Paddy. So it won't be a post-match this evening unless we run out healthy winners, like a 5 or 6-0 win or something like that. I'll have to come on for 15 minutes somehow, but I just won't. Family commitments means I probably won't be able to set aside the time this afternoon. So I do apologize as that. Apologies about that. Right, guys, I'm going to leave it there because, as I say, well, you can't see our comments. I really appreciate everybody for dropping in. There's been over 300 of you. If you do like this, give us a thumbs up. Also, please subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. We do have a subscriber goal of 5,000 by the end of the year. It's the long shot, but we'll see if we can make it. I do appreciate everybody for coming on. 40 minutes before the game, get yourself settled. If you're in and around the ground, if you're traveling to the ground, I hope you get there safely. If you're watching from your armchair, that's okay too, as I will be doing. Get yourself a nice beverage and settle in for the ride and see what way this team sets up. But thanks everybody for joining us, and I will see you again very, very soon. And in the meantime, stay safe, stay healthy, and all that's left to say, if my bloody things work, and they don't, all that's left to say is up the Villa.